Hello and welcome back to another Esoteric Warrior podcast. It's your boy, Harkway himself, Black Tortoise, Master, Sifu G. And today we're going to be talking about traditional Kung Fu, where it is, where it's heading. I'm not impressed. As I've gotten older and more wiser, you start to see through the shit. The absolute bullshit in traditional Kung Fu today. And I believe also the past. I think the past couple of generations may have trained hard at the style or the system that they've learnt, but there hasn't been any real traditional fighters, even teachers that I can name traditional Kung Fu, not other ones, but traditional Kung Fu today. I can't name any that I know that are fighters or entering competition. Not at my age, of course, but even at my age, if you're fit enough, I think you can still do some semi-contact and stuff like that and still practice. But this is the whole problem today with traditional Kung Fu. What does it have to offer? Like, seriously think about it. A lot of people going, oh, Sifu G has absolutely had a mental breakdown. I am totally disappointed, and at the same time I'm guilty of practicing tradition that will lead you to have zero skills if you're a newbie. And if I come from a sporting background, football, boxing, judo, hapkido, kickboxing, before I got into Kung Fu. So I've always been the competitive type of mindset to test myself. So I think today Kung Fu only offers dance routines, right? I keep saying form fairies. People just want to collect forms. I was guilty. I do not practice any more forms since I've been injured anyway. But I've had a lot of time to sit and think, and over the last probably 10 years, I've been working on my own system of combat. We'll get back into that in a sec, but the illusion that people are gonna get when they start Kung Fu, they've fed that much fucking rubbish, right? You got stupid forms doing stupid shit. You got forms that I feel it, like there's only a few moves or a combination in a form that I'll go, yeah, that's pretty good. But the rest of the forms just all fucking fillers and stuff that you would never use, right? And what happened to the old days when you used to hear the stories of this master only knew one form and he could fucking bang good? What happened? What happened to that, or was that just BS? Think about it, right? Someone starts Kung Fu, the first thing they start with is stances. How to hold a proper stance, how to walk it, how to hold the posture right, before they start doing anything. And then you've got Qigong, Neigong, two-man jongs. conditioning, strength work, stretching, iron skills, push hands, sensitivity, weapons, two-man weapon forms, empty hand forms, lion dancing, and then on top of that they'll claim they're from a certain lineage, 36th generation this, 8th generation that, 23rd this of Shaolin, this of that of Wu Dang, and this of that, this and that. Then you got stories to try and sell you, such as a goddess came down from heaven and taught someone something. Then you've got forms named after different soldiers or stuff from the water margin. That they in Kung Fu they chuck with so much mysticism and bullshit. If I wanted stretching and low stances in forms, I'd just do stretching. You do not have to be doing all this rubbish. And to be recognized as a Sifu, okay, like I said, you just started martial arts, Kung Fu, traditional Kung Fu, and just say the system's got 18 forms or more, just hand forms. I'm guilty. I've collected so many forms. Yep, I still taught how to fight, and that's in my blood, but now it's all in the blood. I created my own system, no forms, no kicks. We'll get that in a sec. But to be recognized as a Sifu, right, in Kung Fu, you got to know all these forms and all these weapons and all these Hei Gong and this and that and this and that. And it's like, well, what part of combat have you even done yet? If you got all this other work to do, where is the time you're putting into fighting? It's a martial art, right? So the culture behind Kung Fu is jammed down your throat. Mysticism, Styles put 5-element fist, Bakwa walking around in circles like, oh, but Sifu Gary, this is all health. Have you ever read or done study on just walking? You get just as much health, fitness, mental health just by walking and breathing deep. To say that I got to stand in this posture, it's a secret fucking system, and it's from there, and it's from there, and it's from the Wu Dang, and it's from the Wasan and the Soitan, you know, like from Lao Tzu, from Buddha Dharma, from just which part of the form are you going to be using to fight? If you got a 300 move form, even 108, even 20 moves, right? The student will learn the form, the teacher gives them a pat on the back, gives a certificate, keep paying. I've got another form to teach her. Oh, but Sif, I just finished this. It's okay. Those basics are in the other forms and you'll go over that. It's like, sure, you teach some of the sansa, right, the applications, but it's not ingrained enough. They're not hitting pads. They're not doing the real work. And that's so disappointing, and that's why I've turned off forms now. I will teach forms to people if they're interested in, like, hey, take my words as a grain of salt, right? But I'm after people that can think rather than they're just fucking sheep and, oh, I got to stand like this in a long fucking stupid stance, do a tiger claw and a crane beak, scoop down, have a hand behind me like a crane. I got to do what they've chucked into the Kung Fu forms. Like I said, they just keep filling it with rubbish. Okay, we'll add, oh, this is fire, this is wood, this is metal, this is earth, this is water element. Okay, they're trying to chuck in medical information inside a form. This Qigong, 5 elements, this. There's no fucking proof. Right? There's no proof it's going to make you live longer or better. And then you've got people that are still stuck on their same shit. They still look stagnated. They have not advanced in all the time of doing their form. They still got fat guts. They still fucking can't move fast. And it's like, you're supposed to get better with Kung Fu. Right? You're supposed to get better understanding. That's why I want thinkers that want to train the combat, the martial, put the martial back into the art of Kung Fu. And I think that's the issue. So much rubbish to teach someone. It's a money-making scheme. Oh, but you haven't got this form, so you can't teach, so you need to fucking be with me for another 10 years to get that. Oh, well, there's a secret form after that, and there's this, and there's bullshit that goes with it. The poetry, half the fucking masters that I know can't generate what they say in the poems. Talk it all as much as you want. It does not impress me anymore. This traditional Kung Fu and having a pie and wanting to be number one, and you jump from another style to another style. Like, who's going to believe you? I'm a master of this, I'm a master of that. And you're still stagnated, and you can't even do the first one that you're learning, and you're doing another system, and that's got another 18 forms and weapons and training their own way that's unique to your own. It's like, which part of fighting has any of them gonna get to during the whole class, except a couple of fighting applications, and so well controlled that the person is not hitting them hard or hitting them for real at all, so it's comfortable, it's pre-arranged. It is a joke, and that's why Kung Fu today, we don't see any real good fighters coming from these really good arts that I believed in. It's a shame. It really is. So after sitting for a few years, I watched lots of combat on TV. Watched so many different fighting styles, and I know that some styles still spar, and that's cool. Some are in-house. I think Wing Chun have their own. I think I've seen Charlie Fight have their own in-house, and that's so cool, right? But high-level Kung Fu guys are rare these days. When you think about it, we have none in UFC really that have a traditional Kung Fu background. They do the same thing. It's boxing, Thai boxing, wrestling, BJJ for the ground, and everyone knows basically the same game. So I've created my own system called Hakweibun, the Black Tortoise Gate combat system. Has no forms. Conditioning, bag work, sparring, has meditation. There's a perfect balance. The Black Tortoise is a Taoist. I know I said, there's a lot of bullshit and mysticism, but I'm a Taoist. I was ordained back in 1992, so I've been a legit Taoist. So my Taoist roots are coming out in this system, and the Black Tortoise represents the North, Zamwu, and that's the deity that has been chosen for many reasons. That is personal, but as a Taoist, that is the deity that represents the fighting or combat that I have produced, called Hakwemun. I have a Facebook page created for me. There is a book in the works by a good friend of mine writing it, a long-time student, and once it's released, we'll let you all know. It has... I'm not going to tell you everything about the system because it's going to be a shock, but let me just say this: it's heavenly, for sure. There's fist, palms, phoenix eye fist, hammer fist, slicing bridge work, or forearm, elbow, shoulder, headbutts, knees, foot sweeps and throws. And I believe this system is going to explode once people realize the training method is genius. It's unbelievable. Best way to train, because there are all the possibilities that are going to come at you. Right? I won't get into it, but you can check out the Facebook, Hakwemun, Sifu Gary Herefield. We're in the works of books getting done for this. Like I said, it also has... I made it also a sport version of it with rules. So anyone out there that is wanting to learn this and help this grow, something fresh, something new, something fucking devastatingly fun to do as well. Let me say, it's really fun. You will be super fit if you follow the principles, the concepts and methods. I guarantee you, you haven't seen nothing yet. I've got over 40 years of traditional Kung Fu now, with kickboxing on top and Hapkido. So this is about how brainwashed people are on traditional Kung Fu, thinking that even if they've got into it to learn how to fight, and some schools are so traditional that it's, like I said, all these stances, forms, you got all this other work to do. If it's a 4-hour class, like I used to teach, we'll always have sparring in it at the end and stuff like that. But today, most classes, 1.5 hours or 1 hour. But the book on the Black Tortoise system will allow you to train at home. Everything there. We've got charts as well for the wall. We got high quality Theta medicine for iron skill. This is iron palm, iron body, iron fist Kung Fu. So there's no forms. Just straight up aggression and get fit, have fun while you're doing it. The sports side of it is going to be super cool, super fun. And could you imagine if you're okay, I just want to do the palm methods of the Black Tortoise, and then there's another person that wants just to do the hammer fists style of it. Can you imagine a competition where you can pick either of the hands, palms, normal fist or hammer fist, with knees, elbows and foot sweeps and throws? Now that's what I'm talking about. So a lot of bridge destruction, all this southern Hakka Kung Fu that you always hear me talk about and see me with all the fast hands. here's your chance to truly learn how to use it. So head on over to the Harkway Mun Black Tortoise Gate, Sifu G Hairfield. We'll be letting you know closer to when the book and everything is ready, and I hope to see you there. I know some of you are already there, but this is going to be revolutionary. It's going to change your whole concept on real knowledge. You're going to be heading down that rabbit hole. You're going to be going, wow, I never thought of this. No one's ever thought of it. But it's going to be super fun. You're going to be fit as anything. And you got to look at this as going into a kickboxing or a Thai boxing class. You learn footwork, head and body movement, evasive skills, offensive, right? So you got to go into this with the attitude of, yep, as a competitor, right? You got to be professional, good diet, good rest. It also has a healing system with massage, yoga system for stretching for its back and spine and legs. You don't need 18 forms and weapons and two-man sets and just to learn how to fight. And this is the downfall of traditional Kung Fu today. And it's sad in a way, but I had to let go. I believe that people are leading others on another form, when you should be teaching them about self-protection, that they can walk out of that class and be able to use it, or use something well enough. Not, oh, well, I've got to be in this stance, I've got to look like Sifu doing this with this certain back and this, like, it's just, people are parroting. I'll say the same thing that the other Sifu said. They'll copy everything and they haven't even thought for themselves. So, Black Tortoise system or the Harkway Mun, you'll get to think for yourself. You get to be a Black Tortoise boxer the way it should be done. You don't need to be going to learn. And also on the street, if you kick and miss, it could be over, right? So this is highly effective street, and also it can be highly effective in competition. Without kicks, you got to now understand footwork, distance, timing, positioning, right? But it has a good clinch game, elbows, knees, just like Thai, in its own way. Has throws, sweeps. So as soon as you get into range, you could be hammering up top and bang, foot sweep or a throw's already initiated. So it's going to get as real as it can get, but Black Tortoise combat system has no kicks at all. So if you was to learn from me and you go, shit, this is actually quite unique. All the bridge hands, all the destruction work, all the iron palm, dim mak with throws, that's pretty good. So less is more. You'll be able to really become a boxer, a kung fu fighter, rather than, oh, I do traditional kung fu, but I'm going to learn Sanda because I want to go and learn to fight. You see how fucking retarded that sounds? So all these forms people are doing, you can go for a walk, better off doing push-ups, doing some strength. Hit the bag, fucking hell, hit the bag, do some bag work. Do the real work of kung fu, hard work, you know? So yes, I will not be doing any more forms. Only teach it to people that are still interested in it, but I myself won't be doing forms. I'm concentrating on the Hakwe Mun. That is how I wish I was taught. How I wish I was taught. So if you've been following me and understand me for the last how many years, you know that I just wouldn't give up my traditional forms for no fucking reason. So think about that. Right? As a Kung Fu teacher, a coach, or whatever, you have a obligation. Someone's learning to protect themselves. Oh, here, put on this pajamas and this sash, and I want you to stand in a horse dance, and I'm going to punish you for 5 minutes. What's the fucking use? When I could be doing better footwork myself, using it in a realistic manner, not certain type of foot patterns that will not help with a follow-up, nothing. Like I said, Kung Fu, they've just mixed the culture behind it. They've tried to add everything like a chow mein, right? Chuck the whole shit in. You want fucking medicine, you want certain type of connection to Bakwa, yin yangs, Buddhas. Oh man, it's just got ridiculous. And yet, if I had to choose a form, I would make sure it's a fucking really good form that's gonna cover everything that you need for street, real life shit. So, nah. I'd rather work on what's needed, and you'll be fitter than rather than within a year than any Sifu of 20 years. And there's a lot of fucking unfit Sifus out there, trust me. Because all they do is that bullshit. Form after form, learn this, drunken style, mantis forms, this form, that form, white cranes, and I'm so disappointed now that it's become a joke. Everyone's a Zhongxi in 2023. They think they're masters because they can do a form. Don't lie to yourselves. Put the real work in. Forms are just a dance routine. I can get a good dancer that can pop and lock harder than any fucking Sifu that's trying to do ging. They're punching the air. All you're doing is punching the air. Doing silly shit in the air. Like I said, over my life of martial arts, traditional Kung Fu, it's the worst I've ever seen. Anyway, that's my rant. I hope you enjoyed this episode on Esoteric Warrior. Coming soon is the Hakwe Mun, Black Tortoise combat system. You can join the Facebook page and get chatting, and we'll let you know soon once it's all ready to go. And I hope to see you all there. Let's start a revolution. Let's start some real Kung Fu training. Let's get super fit even at my age, right? There's no excuses. I've got a bad neck, right? But there's people out there, if you're sitting there doing nothing and you want to learn how to fight, but want to do Kung Fu type of moves, like real Kung Fu, check out what I got to offer. Guaranteed next level shit. When it comes to knowledge, you're going to know more about yourself, know more about so many things. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but it is next level of training. All right, Tao Bless, and leave a comment if you think I'm right or wrong. Doesn't matter. It's all perspective. It all depends where we are in life. How much wisdom you know, how much knowledge you know, because that's what it comes down to, the knowledge. And once you pass through all that BS, you're getting lied to, and you'll never be a fighter compared to the ones that are really out there training to fight. And they're not doing forms, trust me on that. All right, peace out. Till next time, Tao Bless and stay safe. Sifu G.